it's safe to say there was a lot of energy expended, in terms of the beef, the race stuff, all the rest of it. Is it nice to have one where it's finally like, oh, it's just a physical contest. That's all I need to focus on.
Just straight up hands, man. Straight up hands. Yeah, for me, it's a lot of, yes, thinking on how I approach this game and how I attack this game with each opponent. And with this one, I'm really excited that he seems like a cool dude, pretty chill, but dangerous man. And it's just going to be us throwing hands.
Yeah.
Well, I just know how to deal with it now. Like, for me, you can't take things personally, no matter what. Even if it's personal, these guys don't know you, so you can't take things personally. So there's ways to attack those situations that I know now, and I will when the time arises. But the time hasn't arisen, and this isn't one of those, so I get to just go in there and just throw hands with this guy.
Yeah.
And feats.
And feats. And elbows and knees.
And elbows,
all the good stuff.
Everything, yeah.
Do you think, is it kind of the universe's funny way of just showing you, like, hey, you're on the right track, that it then presents you Rob Whittaker to be like, see, we don't need a beef anymore.
It's crazy how life works, the story of life, the journey. When you actually play the game the way you want to play, it just unfolds. And that bit right there was special. That was cool to have him show up and just show love. We were there, we were training for like 4 or 5 days. But it was more just him being there. That was the special thing, and that was what I needed in that part of my camp, just to get me, that extra to the finish line.
It's funny, right? Because I feel like with that one, that was just two alphas being competitive at that point in their careers, right? And they just wanted to. The other one represented, you're in my fucking way, sort of
exactly.
So we often see these stories of like, these guys spar together and then they fight. It's kind of rarer that we see they fight, then they sort of go train together. Is there a moment where you're sort of looking at him and looking at his movement and being like, oh yeah, I remember this? Or was it like...
Oh yeah, definitely. When we were sparring, his blitz is crazy, yeah. It's like,
1, 2, left, high kick,
high kick, yeah. I saw that. And also just the blitz, like he was really cool and sparring, no ego.
Yeah.
Just chill. Everyone always says, how can you not like Rob? But it's true. Like, I never hated him. It's just two big dogs, like, saying, this is my fucking yard.
Yeah.
And, now we could come together and make a pack, and Zach United.
Yeah. So, obviously, naturally, everyone saw that. And then they go, oh, when's the Pereira link up? When's Alex coming through?
It'll happen at some point, organically. We can't force these things, you know. Sometimes fans try and orchestrate these things. Now, Kith. That's not how it works. It just happens when it happens.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, he was on an Ariel show yesterday, and he said, I have to be grateful to Israel. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have come in the UFC on such a good contract. I probably wouldn't be where I am now. Do you appreciate, obviously the rivalry was what it was, but do you appreciate the appreciation he's now showing you and acknowledging, like, hey?
I like the fact, I didn't know he said it on Ariel, but we talked 2 or 3 weeks ago, just DMs, and he said that to me.
Yeah.
And I reciprocated it back. And why dwell on things that don't serve you anymore? That's how I feel. So he realizes that, and I'm appreciative that he appreciates that, without me, that wouldn't be possible. And I appreciate what he's doing right now, because he's fucking just wrecking dudes. All his fights is crazy, and it just makes me appreciate his game more.
Yeah. He's a funny one, right? Because he will say some nice things, and the next thing you know, it's Adesanya come to daddy, or whatever it was. But I feel like when you start, because honestly, he got a title shot because it was the rivalry you guys had. The beef he had prior to the UFC is why he got a nice contract. Like, the fact he's saying this all publicly does sort of show, like, okay, we're both just moved past that chapter, and it's just nice for the future,
It's good. And again, look, we're competitors, so there's always going to be that bit, and I'm sure there'll be one time that me and him can, train together and stuff. But,
no calf kicks.
Yeah. No overhands. But you have, what's his name? Lost now. He's gonna fight Jan.
Yeah.
And then he gets that done. He's fighting Alex.
I know, how crazy is that?
I'm gonna, do my best to help Lost become the champion of the world as well, along with the team. So we're always competitors, but at the end of the day, we're all doing our best to try and achieve our dreams and make a better headway for our families.
Dan Hook is fighting Justin Gaethje.
My favorite.
Stressful week of my life, probably.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be fucking. Bro, I know Dan. You know Dan.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like we're gonna have a great game plan for Justin. But then once that, let's get it on.
Yeah.
And then once they touch leather to face,
Yeah.
those game plans are out the way. It's just gonna be a straight. I know it's, we know it's gonna be crazy, and they're gonna stress out.